make a Wordle.
Hello, everyone.
And she's gonna write it.
I've never written a single line of code in my life. But here we go.
So we're gonna use Clojure to make Wordle. And we're gonna use this thing that I've never used before. So we're just gonna write some prose, and we're gonna walk through kind of these different steps. I think I want to see how this goes so far. So my plan for starting is to not worry about the board or the keyboard. Should we look at what it looks like?
Yeah.
So rather than worrying about all of these things, we really just want to start at a really simple spot. 'Cause this is a custom keyboard. This is the game board. There's a whole bank of thousands of words that they have. But what we want to start out with is just trying to figure out just building a very simple function to take in a guess and to take in the correct word, and then to spit out the what's it? Train. To spit out the yellow letters and the green letters, and each of these colored letters is going to have a position of 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So I'll type the prose, and then you're going to type the code, just so I can.
Why not do 1 through 5 instead of 0 through 4?
In programming, everybody seems to start with 0.
Okay.
So,
Right.
because it started with, like if you have a position in memory, and then you have an index, the way that you get to the that spot in memory is to add the index plus that spot in memory. So to get the first one, you always have to use 0. So then you say the address plus 0, and then it puts you directly at the first spot in the memory. Whereas the address plus 1 puts you at the next spot. So that's, historically, I think that's why they do it. So we want build, first, we build a simple function to take in two inputs. The first input is going to be the correct word, and then the second input is going to be the guess. Okay. Now, how do I?
You got a backspace twice, Dave.
I got a shift tab. But first for real this time. Let's create the correct word. Okay, so this is gonna be when you're typing.
Oh, I don't know what I'm typing about.
So
I'm gonna be good at this.
So in Clojure, everything is kind of inside of a list, and then whenever you have that list, you evaluate that list, and then you get like a new data from that. So it's very weird that you have data, and then you do this magic wand evaluate thing, and then you produce more data from it.
That
So
makes
you're
sense.
essentially just going to type a list
Okay.
to kind of create a command.
Something. Okay.
So the command's going to look like a list. So you do open parentheses, and the first thing you
I
type in.
did both of them.
Yeah, I guess it does both of them for you.
Okay.
So the first part of a list is often going to be the name of a command. And since the command that we want to do right now is that we just want to define something, like we're just trying to create a word, the correct word. So the name of that command is just def. So you just type def.
I'm just kidding. I know you.
Well,
Should have been more specific. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
This is Clojure script. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
So,
well, it's given me a lot of options.
None of the options there.
So you want to do
that's-
DFN or
Yeah.
DEFN?
Oh yeah, there it is. So it's like creates and interns a global var.
Oh, it's defining it
So,
for us at the bottom. That's
yeah.
very nice.
Very cool.
So can I leave it like that, or do I need to?
You just hit space.
All right. So I can just do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what we want to just create the name of our correct word, which we'll just call correct word.
Okay. Do I need to do anything?
Yeah, so just type correct.
No, like colons or anything?
Nah. And since we can't actually insert spaces inside, you could just say correct word without spaces, or if you want, you can insert a dash in between. That's convention.
Is that okay?
So correct word, yeah.
Okay.
And then space, and then we're going to define a 5-letter word. So these first two arguments that you've used so far, these the data type for both of these are called symbols, and these are things that are just don't have quotes around them. So the second data type that we're going to use is called a string, which is kind of a symbol, but it has quotes around it. So
I think I remember that.
yeah. So we'll just open up a quote. Answers both.
It does both for us. How nice. I like
And
Maria. Is that what she is?
Yeah, Maria.
Maria. My mom's name.
Yeah, exactly.
Good times.
All right. So, what do you want your word to be? The correct word.
Let's go. I don't know. What do you think?
I have a lot of boring words in my head, like entry, or like angel,
Okay.
or Bible,
I was thinking of
or
Bible.
praise.
That's too long, isn't it? P-R-A-I-S.
The verb pray with the S at the end.
Okay. I gotcha.
Or
Let's
black, or white.
let's go for black.
Black. Okay.
Okay. Oh, white also works. So we're gonna go for black as our first word.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is kind of a leftover from the last time I evaluated the last code in here.
Okay.
So remember that this is just a list right now. And in order to do something with it, you actually evaluate it, and then it produces another type of data.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how Clojure works. You define data, you give it to Clojure, it interprets it. It's like, okay, this is a list, I'm going to interpret this as a sentence. The first word of the sentence is I'm going to interpret this word as, and then it looks like a bunch of commands that it has. It sees def, and it's like, okay, I'm going to define this as, or like you're wanting to define a new thing, which you're going to call correct word. And then, so after it interprets it, it spits out another piece of data. So what you're going to do now is you're going to evaluate it. And I think you do that by just pressing, and make sure the box is selected.
What box?
Just click the box that with the code in it.
Okay.
So we're going to call this a code block.
Do I need to type something or?
You just have to hit Command Enter.
Oh, that's not Command Enter. Sorry, that was Command Search. Whoops.
Command Enter. Okay.
At the same time, or did I do that?
Yes.
Oh, it went.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's
I see.
so anytime you see something like this little thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's saying it returned a var that was called this. This is the
A
namespace. A var is a variable,
Oh,
which means
okay.
like a position in memory that can have that can vary over time.
All right. All right. Cool.
Since this is a very small version of Clojure, this is putting everything inside of a what's called like a namespace. So all of our names are going to be inside of this category of things called Maria.user.
Okay.
Just a convention. But you can see it actually created our correct word,
Mm-hmm.
and then I guess it's telling us the value is black,
Okay.
which is right.
Yes. All
Okay.
of those things are correct so far.
Cool.
Okay.
So go ahead and hit enter, and it should create a new thing. All right. So we're just gonna test to see if correct word actually exists. So just type correct word.
By itself or with the dash?
Just by itself.
With a space or with the dash?
With
or?
the dash.
All right.
So it's gonna try to, and then hit command enter just to evaluate it. Okay. So you can see that this created it, and this thing is just using it, and you evaluate
Nice.
both, and it gives you the same thing. If you wanted to change this, if you want, you can change that to white, and then see what happens.
Oh, oops.
Hit command enter, and
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And then you have to
And then-
update the next one, I guess, since it doesn't auto update. For real?
It's not.
Oh. Okay, you can actually evaluate things inside of an expression since your cursor was there. So
Oh.
I think you have to
Oh, I
push
have
it
to
to the.
like move my cursor down. Is that what you're saying?
When the cursor was here and you typed Command Enter, all it evaluated with was this.
Okay.
So it spit out white.
Gotcha.
So if your cursor is on the outside, then it's going to evaluate the entire thing.
I see.
Yeah.
That's what you're. I
And then-
getcha.
and then do the
It
next
just
one.
did a. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And then-
keep doing that. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So we're good.
Now we're here.
Alright.
We're following.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to define our guess. Let's just define a guess word.
Okay. Think I got this. Watch me go.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess word is going to be. I'm gonna go for might.
Yes. Good word.
Oh, I keep doing that.
It evaluated
Oh,
inside again.
I did that thing where yeah, my fault. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna
guess
do.
has 2 S's. So we
Oh
fix
wow,
that.
I missed that entirely. I
That's
wasn't.
what happens when you code.
Oh no,
Yeah, you just
it's dangerous.
tunnel vision.
Dang it,
What did you do?
I messed up. I broke it. Okay, hold on. Let's.
Perhaps there is a misspelling, or this expression depends on a name that has not yet been evaluated.
Oh gosh. Okay, hold on.
Oh, I think you were just trying to evaluate inside. Just undo
Alright.
what you did.
Okay.
I think you were trying to evaluate.
I keep doing that, huh? I need to get outside, and then.
There might be a better
Oh,
key for that.
Gosh, I don't think I'm good at this yet. All right.
Okay.
Now we're back.
Go ahead and get rid of the second correct word because we don't really need that.
Okay.
And we're just trying to keep things
Clean.
Yeah. Clean. Okay.
All right. Now let's see. Did I have to do this? I forget. Yeah.
You
All
didn't
right.
have to do it, but I just wanted to show that you could.
Okay.
And
But I
it's-
could do it without that.
Yeah.
Can I try that?
Without what? Oh, you meant without the hyphen.
Yes.
No, you need the hyphen.
Okay, I need the
Or else,
hyphen.
like, it interprets it as separate things.
Okay, that's what I
So
was
you have
wondering.
to connect them in some way. Because white space spaces are how you determine what is the next part of the list. So this is
Okay.
the first part of the list, space, next part of the list.
All right.
And you can have spaces inside of these quotes because the quote is allowing the thing to know that this is actually inside the string and not
Okay, because the quote
yeah.
keeps everything
So
together in the
quote,
string.
quote, you have a little bit more freedom in what you're able to put in it.
Okay.
But in a symbol, you have to use like hyphens.
Okay, so the hyphen is necessary.
It is. You could leave it out if you wanted, like this. You know,
Oh, you just meant it either has to
just
be.
for legibility.
Nah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah, I prefer the hyphen then.
Cool.
Okay,
Um.
we're here. We're following.
Okay.
All right.
How do I get rid of this? Okay. Okay, so we have our guesses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start playing with the guesses.
Okay.
How are we gonna do this? Let's try to pull the first letter of the guess word. Just so that we can kind of start playing with what we can do.
Say that one more time.
We're going to be able to, we want to have different, because what we're doing is when we're comparing the correct word to the guess word,
Mm-hmm.
we have to go letter by letter.
Okay. Yes.
So for each letter, we want to be able to kind of compare, okay, is
Mhm.
M equal to W? And then
Right.
you're like, okay, is I equal to H? And then you're
Mhm.
going piece by piece.
Gotcha.
So I'm just trying to think in real time here
Mhm.
how we can do this, and I think it would just be fun to just test pulling a letter out of the word. So,
Okay.
okay, so let's try to do just type. So just open a list because we're gonna do a command again.
Opening a list.
Yeah. And then just type first.
Alright.
And then space, and then correct word.
Same function as earlier, except
Mhm.
for okay.
And then
Command
Yeah.
enter.
Yep.
All right.
okay.
Oh, how did it know? How did it?
What do you mean?
How did it know?
How did it know what?
How did it know when I put first that I meant the first letter and not?
That's a good question. So first
It just,
works on a
like-
bunch of things. It's like a kind of a convenience
Okay.
command.
Cool.
So if you give it a list, it will return the first part of the list.
Okay.
But it actually works for multiple things. So if you say first part of a string, it'll give you the first letter. So it's trying to interpret the command in multiple different ways depending on what it receives.
Alright.
So first correct word. So we have that.
Wow, that was great.
Okay. You can do the same thing
For
with the
guess word.
guess word.
All right.
Or actually,
No.
let's try put a parentheses on the outside of it.
Okay.
Go to the very beginning.
Is there like a home button on this keyboard where you can hop straight to the beginning?
You can
That
just
would be
click.
super nice.
There's a bunch of keyboard commands for this.
Oh, it didn't do what I thought it would do.
Yeah, and then just delete that one. Oh man,
It doesn't let you.
this is going to be a mess.
Because it only lets you do two at a time.
Let's look at the key commands then, because
Okay.
there
Yeah.
should be a thing like I think if you actually just hold command for long enough, it will display something,
Oh, okay.
and then you can look for some. Let me just look. I could complain about this, but I think I won't.
Yeah. I understand.
Oh, maybe you can select it.
I was
and
wondering
then,
that if I could do this and then put a. Oh gosh,
what
I
happened?
did a whole thing. I don't know. I pressed the parenthesis and it moved the whole page.
Maybe just select it and then type a parentheses. It'll probably just replace it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's,
I don't know.
That's not cool.
So
So can you
let's
do a
just-
parenthesis inside of a parenthesis then, like that?
Yeah.
And then what was it that was here again? I forgot. Was it first?
It was just first, and then
And then
correct word.
correct word. All right. Yeah, it knows what I want to say. Oh wow, it does not auto input. Oh, I can't type to save my life. All right, there.
Okay, so at the beginning, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to compare this to something else. I want to see if it's equal to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So go to the very beginning and then type. So this is a new command that you're going to type. You're going to
Okay.
type. Oh, I'm sorry. Inside the paren.
Okay.
And then type equals, the equal sign.
Oh, the actual equal sign.
Space. And then what do you want to compare it to? Let's just say W. Let's just.
All right.
But we want to put that inside of a quote because we want to compare it to a string because we want to compare something with the same type of that something. So the first part of the correct word we already know is kind of a string called W. So we want to compare it to another type of string and see if it is equal to W.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sort of.
Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and go on the outside and just evaluate the whole thing. Yeah. Okay.
True.
It's true.
All right.
So we're asking a question here. So now the equal command we know is a command that is interpreted as like a question.
Yeah, like
so-
does this equal W?
yeah. Yeah.
And the answer.
And we could have reversed these arguments. We could have said correct word on this side and then W on that side.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. So we just learned two operations here. We learned first, which pulls the first letter, and we also learned equals, which just compares two things.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, it can compare multiple things. But okay. So why don't we compare the first letter of the correct word and the guess word,
Okay. How do I undo
and
that?
see if they're equal. Ooh, this is the first test.
Don't test me. I'm not ready. All right.
Alright.
So, all right. I guess you're not going to tell me. All right. So, I already don't know this. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I might do this wrong, but let's hope that I don't do this wrong.
Very cool.
I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. Let's see if this does what I think it does.
Cool. Yeah, it's false.
Okay.
True and false.
Did I do that? Were you expecting correctly?
Oh no.
No, I didn't. Okay.
No,
Alright,
it's because I didn't type it out.
No, wait.
I didn't-
I want to figure this out.
I know. I'm
I
not.
don't know.
All I'm doing is I'm Yeah, I'm not going to type the answer for you.
Oh, wow. Unfortunate.
Okay, so here it is. Compare, see if the first letter of correct. Oh, I wonder if I can do this cool thing. I cannot do that cool thing. Oh, yes, I can. Of correct word. Oh my. Is equal to the first letter of guess word.
All right. I think I'm here. I think I might know what I need to do.
There you go.
All right. Oh gosh, I need to scroll a little bit higher up on the screen. Okay. But I need this to like give me another code box. Okay.
You can delete that one if you want, or just change it.
No, I think I'm gonna leave it.
Cool.
For whatever reason. Okay. All right.
I kind of like this setup.
Yeah, it's nice. I think I like Maria. She's cool.
It's a little bit.
All right.
It is cool.
Okay. First, guess word. Oh, I already don't know what I'm doing. I already don't know what I'm doing.
You do.
I feel like I'm on the right track,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know how to actually like make it evaluate the right thing that I want it to evaluate.
Yeah.
Oops, too many letters. All right, I don't know if that's okay. Equals first guess word is first. All right, I think that's what I want it to do. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is false.
Yeah, which is also correct.
Yeah. That's actually the output is correct.
No, but I didn't put the input right.
Right. Okay. So let's look at this one. So you're comparing like what is this doing? I guess like explain it piece by piece.
All right. I think this inner parenthesis is evaluating the first letter of the correct word.
Yeah, which is
M. No, W. I forgot.
yeah.
It's W.
But what kind of W?
What do you mean, what kind of W?
It's like actually, we can evaluate this.
Like a W in quotes?
Yeah. It's W in a quote. So it's like it's called a string.
Okay.
So,
A
yeah,
string.
quoted W.
A quoted W?
Like a
Okay.
string.
Alright, so this is evaluating a quoted W.
Yeah.
Alright. And then we're asking if it's equal to the value that I've inputted, which is M,
Yeah.
which is the first letter of the guess word.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole thing is asking, is M, the first letter of the guess word, equal to the first letter of the correct word, which we know is W, which is is quoted W.
Right.
Quoted W, sorry.
Which is false.
False.
Because
They're not the same.
exactly. So to be precise, you're saying is the string M equal to the string W? And it's like no.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, just walk through this one again. So we're debugging right now. That's what it's called.
I
when
messed up.
Huh?
I messed up?
We always mess up. All we do is mess up. Programmers.
Okay.
So
I don't want to be one of those kind of programmers. I'm just kidding. Alright, so the first letter of the correct word is being evaluated as quoted string quote. How do you say it? String W or string quoted W or just quoted W?
Just say it's string.
Just string.
String W.
All right.
The string W.
Okay. So first correct word in the inner parentheses is evaluating string W.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking if the first letter of the guess word, which is string M, is equal. If it's equal to the first correct letter of the correct word, which is string W, which is evaluating altogether as false.
Well, let's evaluate this one, since I guess we can do that. So
Okay.
just like put your cursor in there and then
Okay.
just the command. So we're gonna see if it returns the first part of the guess word, right?
It didn't.
It did.
Because I
What
did.
did it return?
It just returned the words first guess word.
Which is a... Is that a list? Is that a string? Is that a symbol?
That's a symbol.
Hmm?
No? I don't remember. Wait.
So if it has quotes...
Okay,
it's-
quotes are strings.
Right.
Sorry. Okay, so it
Yeah.
is a string. Why
So
did
it's
it
a
return
string.
the string instead of the result?
So whenever you hand...
Evaluated.
When you hand a string to Clojure, Clojure looks at the string and it's like, okay, this is a string. I'm actually not going to try to interpret this. I just give it right back.
I see now.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have.
So
Okay,
This is so hard.
I
because
see.
It's
I see. I
preventing you
should
from
have
typing
done
anything.
this, and then this. Did I? Am I incorrect as well?
Correct.
Oh, sorry, I'm doing
Yeah,
all
it's
things.
fine.
Yeah, my fault. Should I? Like that? What do you think?
So what is this first thing?
You're right. It's not. I'm not giving it enough information. Because there's first of what? Okay. So I actually don't know
Just
why
think
it
in
didn't evaluate.
isolation. Just think in isolation. Like, how would I get the first letter of the? Is it? You're not even trying to get it off the correct word. You're trying to get it off the guess word.
Oh yeah,
So-
shoot! I did all kinds of things wrong.
It's fine.
This is awful. Oh man. Can I delete this whole?
Yeah, you can delete it if you want.
No, I mean I need to learn from it, but I just
Okay.
feel like this is
You can
ugly
start
right now.
anew.
Okay, let's go back to what I originally had. I had first guess word.
But
Right.
you need to. You could
But
use
that's not what I need.
the colors as hints here.
Yeah, I
So
know.
let's
It's like
say-
it's not give like this. I see that the color is different. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like the guess word should be in green,
Mm.
but it's in
Right.
whatever this orange yellow amber color is,
And yes,
which
this,
is
this little amber color is representing strings.
strings.
So you're trapped
yes.
inside of a string right now.
Yeah. So how do I get it to?
You just have to delete all of it, I think, because this thing is not letting you just remove the quotes. It's trying to help you, but I think, anyway, it's just a little bit complicated.
Can I just delete everything? Is that what you're
You
saying
can.
to do? Okay. All right. Oh. All right. All right. So
Alright.
how do I actually do this then? It's not. How do I make it be a string? How do I make it do an equals a string, and inside of that string, also having, I guess, a symbol, right? Am I asking the right question?
How do you make it also a symbol?
I don't know what I'm.
You can just start. You can just start typing. We know it at least needs to be like an equal sign
Mm-hmm.
on the inside,
Yes.
and you can even type two numbers here. You can just type 1 space 2. Okay, so you're comparing 1 to 2. Like, is 1
Okay.
equal to 2?
Oh, that's
Right.
something I should have thought about.
Huh?
I should have thought of that.
Well, it's like
Makes sense.
this is. I should have just opened with that instead of trying to put too much, throw too much at you here. I think, but this is very basically what the equal sign is trying to do. 1, 2. But you can also do like you can compare the string A to the string B. So that's like the simplest form
Okay.
of like a comparison. So you can type that and see what it does.
All right. So. But see, that's what I did last time. It didn't work. You know what I mean? Or not the same thing. Okay, maybe I don't. Let's find
Okay,
out.
so this is the thing. The
It's
result of it is that it's a string, right? And I think that's why you're trying to draw the quotes,
Mhm.
because the first letter of the guess word is going to be a string.
Oh, but I
Right.
can't put the string here.
Yeah, but
Oh.
it's
I have to do like another quote.
right.
I see. And then.
First guess word.
All
the
right.
Correct word with, and then you compare it to
And then
space.
another
Yeah.
first guess word.
Yeah,
All right.
that was my bad. I felt like I taught that weirdly.
But it gave the same result.
Yeah, because
It knew what I meant.
because the string W was not equal to first guess
Oh,
word.
I see.
Yeah.
But it's not doing what I
Yeah.
wanted to actually do.
Mhm.
I see. Okay. I know. I'm gonna let you have that one.
Right.
Just kidding.
So.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I'll just type this next part because it's not a test. I'm just showing that it's okay. So what's the first correct word? First letter of the correct word.
W.
And then what is the first? I guess word?
M.
It's M. Okay. So you can kind of imagine closure going through, and it's taking the inner these inner things, and what it's doing is it's saying, okay, inside this list, I'm trying to interpret this. So this actually means this. And then this actually means this. And it did work to interpret that and evaluate it and to create a new thing to replace it with. So that was the first step, is it's kind of collapsing these lists down into values.
Okay.
So now it has this thing, and it's saying, okay, Clojure sees a statement that says equal string W string M, and then it's like, okay, how am I going to turn this into? Say again?
It's gonna compare these two.
Yeah, it's going to compare these two,
Okay.
and then it's just going to poop out the answer.
Poop it out.
And there it
Also
is.
false.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Good. I'm digging this so far.
yeah, okay. So that's Clojure, is that you're just giving it commands and then it's replacing with data. It's like collapsing it all into different values. And that's all that a computer is, I guess. You want me to leave that?
Yeah,
Okay.
read it. Read it for later.
Okay. Do you have time?
Have 5 minutes.
Okay. Okay, we'll end it at 5. Okay, in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's so here's what we can do next. We need a more powerful function than first.
Okay.
There's actually a function called second, but but we don't have like functions called third and fourth and fifth.
That's unfortunate. I was gonna ask if that was a thing.
So
Alright.
like we don't have those built in. We could make them, but there's an easier function that we can use. I think it's called nth.
Alright, yeah.
So
like the
so create a code block. Yeah, the nth position. Create a code block and just type open paren because this is a command we're giving, and give it, and then say nth.
Do I need to define what nth is or no?
It's already built in.
Okay. Nth actually like that.
And then space.
Okay.
And then say correct word, because we're gonna pull it from this correct word. And then space, and then this is just going to be a number representing what the n is. So try 0,
Okay.
and then evaluate that whole thing. Okay. And now try 1.
Do I need a new code block to do that?
I would just modify it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And then that, and then try 2.
This is working so far.
3.
Alright.
And then
That was all
I
of
think
them.
that's the last letter, but
That's
you
the
can
last
try
letter.
5 just to see what it does.
Yeah, let's see how it responds.
Try and break it. Yeah.
Try this
so
a non-existent part of the sequence. There we go.
I was actually expecting a different value, like nothing. Like Clojure has a nothing value, but
Huh.
it's
Wait for non-replacement
Yeah,
some
but
list. That's out of bounds error.
yeah.
Okay, fun. So let's go back to that little guy.
All right. So.
Oh wait, I did the thing where I didn't get out of there, and then okay.
You did what?
I had my cursor inside the
On the
parenthesis, and so
Oh,
it
yeah.
only evaluated the
Which
4.
is kind of cool.
It's a
I like
good
it.
reminder to be like, oh,
Yeah.
that's not what I want you to do.
Or you can be like, what was the correct word again? And then you can put your cursor
Oh,
over there,
okay.
and then you can like, do that. It's
Ah, very
That's kinda cool.
nice.
it's like giving you a magnifying lens. On the-
Okay, we
It's
like this.
Okay, I want to. What's that? What's that?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
I'm following. Okay.
Try it on nth. See what happens.
Yeah, I was curious about that actually. What would happen if I?
Okay, so it's a
F of-
function.
it's a function
so
of,
if you
yeah.
click on it, it's probably going to tell you some stuff. It's okay. So
Mm.
here's actually the
Wow,
implementation
this is
of
a
this.
lot of words.
Wow, it's giving you-
This is like a lot of
This is
information.
what code looks like. We'll get there.
Code behind the code.
Yes.
This is
Exactly.
this was
It's all
built
just-
by some other code,
Yeah.
of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So And
the
that's
world we're in.
that's what the library is. It's just everything defined in terms of like other things.
Yeah.
So it's just
Wow.
layers and layers of helpful things.
I wonder how code was invented in the beginning. Not that you have time to tell me all that right now, but like, how do you start with the very first code?
1868.
Like, hey, I'm gonna code to tell the code to code. I don't know.
Yeah.
To tell the non-existent yet code to code. I don't know. I mean, surely it started with computers and how they were first made and everything, but
It's like
history lesson.
Well, the lower you get, the more simple it gets. It's like zeros and ones. But like, how are those zeros? How do you do anything with those?
Yeah.
And then you have these things called gates. So a gate will take in two inputs, and then it'll spit out another input, but the gate will have its own logic. So like maybe there's a certain type of gate called an AND gate where it's like, are both of these inputs 1? Then I'll output 1. Are either of these inputs 1? Then I'll output 1. If not, I'll output 0. And then that's like the most fundamental logic that you can have.
Okay.
And then it builds all the way up, ... all the way to like code like this.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so many different layers. Yeah.
I feel like.
So you can imagine with these very tiny logic gates, you can build some pretty large things. So yeah. All right, that's it. that's all we.
Hey, we got pretty
we
far.
do. So we're just still learning Clojure, and we're able to define these guess words, pull out different letters, compare them to each other. Next time we'll try to play with it more, to try to build on this, to actually create a function.
We got the base right now. Yeah. Or like some part of the base.
Yeah. Maybe for next time, let's type this up.
Yeah.
Next time, try to identify what color a letter should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can start getting into like, if this is equal to that.
Then,
anyway,
if this is equal to that, then highlight it this way.
Then it's gonna be green.
Green,
like
if this is not equal, but it's somewhere else more.
But so then we'll have to write a function for is it somewhere else?
Yeah,
and then
you have to write a function for that. Define that, and then you can, tell it that then it's yellow.
Yeah.
And if it's not equal at all, then
if it's not in there, then it's just gonna be gray. So it's like yellow, green, or gray.
Okay, I like it. Let's start with
yellow, green, gray. All right.
Good place to start.
All right. Bye.
Bye, y'all.